Picture a garden nobody tends. The soil is fine, the fence is standing, but nothing is growing because nothing has been watered, pruned, or fed in months. That's what a lot of people's relationship with God quietly becomes. Not destroyed, just neglected. And here's the strange comfort in that. Gardens don't need a miracle to come back to life. They just need someone to show up and do the small, unglamorous work again. That's really what closeness with God is. Not a lightning bolt moment, not a mountaintop experience you stumble into once and coast on forever. It's maintenance, it's return. Today, let's walk through 6 things a healthy spiritual garden actually needs, and why most of us are only missing 1 or 2 of them, not all 6. Roots don't show. Nobody applauds a root, but cut them, and the whole plant collapses the moment the wind picks up. That's Scripture's job in your life. Not to make you look spiritual, to hold you upright when something hard hits. Psalm 119 puts it simply. God's word is a lamp for the feet, not a floodlight for the whole horizon. You don't get to see 10 years ahead. You get to see the next step. That's enough. Most people don't skip the Bible because they don't believe it. They skip it because everything else got louder first. A notification feels urgent. A verse doesn't. But urgency and importance are different things, and the enemy is very good at making sure you confuse them. A garden with roots but no water still dies, just slower. Prayer is what keeps the roots from drying out between Sundays. And somewhere along the way, prayer got dressed up in language it was never supposed to wear. Formal, careful, performed. But Jeremiah 29 says God listens when you call on him, not when you phrase it correctly. Some of your most honest prayers will sound nothing like a prayer. I'm exhausted. I don't understand this. Thank you for that parking spot. That's not lesser prayer. That's relationship instead of ceremony. This is the one people quietly skip, because sunlight requires being seen, and obedience requires being changed. You can water a plant all day, but without light, it stretches toward nothing and grows weak and pale. Jesus said it plainly in John 14. Love shows up as keeping his commands, not just feeling moved by him. The uncomfortable truth is that most spiritual distance isn't confusion. It's a specific thing you already know God asked of you, and you've been managing around it instead of moving on it. Small compromises don't feel like a big deal in the moment. They rarely do. That's exactly how they work. Pruning looks like loss. You cut something back and it looks worse before it looks better. That's what worship in pain actually is. Choosing to say something true about God while your circumstances say something else entirely. Paul and Silas sang in a jail cell with fresh wounds on their backs. Not because the pain wasn't real, but because their view of God was bigger than their view of the cell. Worship doesn't deny what's happening to you. It just refuses to let what's happening to you have the final word. Nothing grows in soil that's been sealed over. James 4 says to come near to God and he'll come near to you. The movement starts with you approaching, not with you cleaning yourself up first. Most people don't drift from God because he pulled away. They drift because guilt made hiding feel safer than honesty. But confession isn't a courtroom, it's just turning back around. You don't need to arrive presentable, you need to arrive. No garden thrives in isolation, sealed off from every other living thing around it. Proverbs 13 says, walking with the wise makes you wise, which also means walking with the wrong influence long enough reshapes you too, whether you notice it happening or not. This isn't about finding perfect people. It's about noticing who consistently points you back toward God versus who quietly makes distance from him feel normal. Isolation doesn't just feel lonely, it makes you easier to knock over. Here's what ties all 6 together. None of them are once-and-done events. You don't water a garden one time and walk away for a year. Roots, water, light, pruning, soil, community, it's rhythm, not achievement. Some weeks you'll do all 6 well. Other weeks you'll barely manage one, and that's still worth something. Because a garden tended imperfectly still grows faster than one left alone. If you've been feeling far from God lately, you probably haven't failed at anything. You've just been standing outside a garden that's still there, still capable of growing, still waiting on you to walk back in and start with whatever's closest. A verse, a sentence of honest prayer, one thing you've been avoiding. Start there. The rest tends to follow. If this helped you see your own faith a little differently, share it with someone who could use it. And if you want more of this, stay close. There's more growing here.